How's it going, everyone? Welcome back to another video by Project VZR. This time, however, we are featuring the one and only Lucas. Go ahead and say hi.
What's up?
Today we're doing something a little bit different. I decided to make a trivia for Lucas to take part in, and as you can see by the title, it is Marvel based. This isn't. It's not just MCU. There's other Marvel stuff too. Stuff for like, you know, other like the Sam Raimi movies. You got the X-Men and whatnot. So it's just Marvel. So how confident do you feel? Like on a scale of 1 to 10, what would you say your Marvel knowledge is?
Well, considering the fact that I only watched the movies, I'm gonna go with like a six,
Like a six?
maybe.
Okay, okay. So I think that's respectable. I got a point counter down below, but just to kind of get into this, so there's 15 questions. You will get 1 point for every correct answer, and you will lose a point for every incorrect answer. Okay. There's also going to be so the first five questions are multiple choice, just A, B, C, D. Questions 6 through 10 are open response, so I'm just gonna ask a question and you just respond with whatever. It can be anything out there.
Okay.
Um, and then questions 11 through 15. I said it's like real fake or like true false type thing. It's really what it is. It's I'm gonna give you a character name and you are going to tell me if it's Marvel or not. Okay?
All right, sounds good. I'm
So
also gonna I'm gonna make some clarifications for the audience. So, in terms of what I have seen, I've seen all the MCU movies. I've seen the entirety of the TV shows, with the exception of She-Hulk. I have not watched the entirety of She-Hulk. I also have not watched the I am um actually no, I'm still gonna clarify what I have watched. I've seen all the Raimi Spider-Man movies. I've seen the first Amazing Spider-Man, not the second. I've seen Into the Spider-Verse. I have not seen Across the Spider-Verse yet. I have
have you
not seen
seen? I was gonna ask, have you seen the X-Men or the Fantastic Four movies?
those movies. I have not seen. And
I
yeah,
know there's a
Sean will be.
couple other like one-off like Daredevil had a movie.
Yeah, right.
The Blade trilogy, I think, or quadrilogy maybe. I don't know. I don't remember if there's
Got,
3 or 4 movies, but
gotcha. Yeah, I do still need to watch the Netflix shows. Sean's gonna be a little bit disappointed. I have only seen the first Deadpool movie. I've not seen Deadpool 2 yet.
well, at least you saw the first one though. But so you've seen a good bit of Marvel, which is at least like generally, you're probably with the common man of seeing
Yeah.
general stuff, the common people. But without further ado, hey, by the way, you watching, don't forget to like and subscribe if you want more content. If you want to see Lucas's beautiful face some more, and if you don't, also like and subscribe because then I'll know not to include Lucas in further videos.
It's
Alright,
all right, guys. I know. If you think I'm beautiful,
alright, let's go ahead and begin with question number 1. So, in Guardians of the Galaxy, which of the following does Rocket not ask for in order to escape the prison? Is it A,
see,
a battery, B, a prosthetic leg, C, Quill's Walkman, or D, a security band?
the answer is C. Quill's Walkman.
Is that your final answer?
Yes.
You would be correct. That is indeed what it is. I wanted to start you off kind of easy,
Okay.
just
Okay.
to kind of get you going. But yeah, Rocket does not need. He technically doesn't need the prosthetic leg either. He just asked for it as a joke, but he did not need
Yeah.
it.
Yeah. Right. I mean, who can forget that
Hmm.
joke?
So, all right. So you got 1 point so far. 1 point.
All right. Good start. Good
All
start.
right. Moving on. Question 2. Which of the following characters survived Thanos' snap in Infinity War? Is it A. Wasp, B. Okoye, C. Maria Hill, or D. Aunt May?
The answer is B. Okoye.
Final answer, good sir.
Yes.
You would be correct. Yeah, it is indeed Okoye. I believe. of like the main Wakandans, she's the only one that survived. Because I know T'Challa was dusted, Shuri was dusted.
Yeah,
I think
yeah, because
I think the Queen was dusted as well, but
yeah, and I think the other three had memorable scenes. Like Wasp had the scene at the end of the second Ant-Man movie.
yeah,
I mean, let's see, Maria Hill had the after credits scene in Infinity War, and then of course, like pretty much all the Spider-Man characters just dusted
yeah,
because they need
they gotta keep them the same age.
yeah, which I mean, it seems kind of convenient, but that's just something that they had to do.
Good job. 2 for 2 so far. Don't worry, difficulty gets higher and higher as we go. Question 3. Which famous Marvel character is not one of Stan Lee's original creations? Is it A. Iron Man, B. Hulk, C. Daredevil, or D. Captain America?
Let's see here.
3 of the 4 he did indeed create, either by himself or with the help of someone else, but generally they are considered his creations. One of them, however, was not.
This could end up actually being a bait answer, but I'm gonna go with C, Daredevil.
Is that your final answer?
That is my final answer.
And that would be incorrect. It was actually
Incorrect,
D,
okay.
Captain America. So you're gonna drop back down to 1 point. So Captain America, the original Human Torch, and Namor were, and a couple others, but like those were the big three, were actually made back in like the 40s, before like when it was just Timely Comics. It wasn't Marvel Comics yet. It was Timely Comics. So these were all way before. I mean, Stan Lee was working in like the comic industry, but he was not a creator until he made the Fantastic Four eventually
Okay, gotcha.
in 1962, I think 61, 62, something like that. Spider-Man was 63, and Spider-Man was relatively close to X-Men and Fantastic Four. So, all right, moving on.
All right, 2 for 3. Okay.
Question 4. Which of the following was the first Marvel movie ever created? Is it A, Howard the Duck, B, Captain America, C, Blade, or D, the Fantastic Four? Just as a friendly hint, I'm not talking about the Captain America from 2011.
Yeah, I figured. I am going with Captain America.
You're going with B, Captain America? Is that your final answer?
Yeah, because I know like there was that. I watched a video about the older Captain America movie, one that didn't do so good, and it was like campy as all hell.
Yeah, it was in 1990.
Yeah,
That's
so
when
yes,
that one came out.
Yeah, so Captain America is my final answer.
Unfortunately, Howard the Duck came out 4 years
Howard the
earlier.
Duck. Oh.
Oh, my picture didn't load. Oh well. If you're curious, you can Google Howard the Duck. But in 1986, so there technically was a 1940 something serial for Captain America, but it wasn't a full movie. It was just a serial.
Okay.
So.
But,
oh,
man, I don't think the one thing I've seen from this movie is that really weird intimate scene that I had with that girl, which that just makes me not want to watch the movie.
I did watch the movie. I watched this one and I watched the 1990 Captain America. It was a movie. It was made.
It was a movie.
Yeah. It's. I don't. There's so many ways I could describe the movie, and so many ways I feel like I shouldn't describe the movie. So, if you guys are curious, go watch it. It's not a terrible movie, but it's weird. It's a weird movie. I will say that.
No.
All right, but moving on. You're back at 0 points now. You had two right and two wrong.
All right. All right.
See if you can stay positive, though. Moving on. Question 5. Stan Lee has the most Marvel movie appearances with his numerous cameos, of course. Who, however, is currently in second? Who has the second most appearances across any Marvel movie? Is it A, Chris Evans, B, Hugh Jackman, C, Robert Downey Jr., or D, Samuel L. Jackson?
Hmm.
I can tell you it's not Tobey Maguire. He's
I'm
got
caught
four.
between I'm caught between two of them here.
Yeah, which two are you thinking?
Uh, I'm thinking it's either B or D
Either B or D? Okay.
because I mean Hugh Jackman has been in it, like he's the longest tenured Marvel character, right? Because Deadpool 3 is gonna make it that, right?
He will be once he comes back for Deadpool 3. Right now he's not because
Right.
Willem Dafoe and Tobey Maguire took that from him
Yeah, right.
with No Way Home, but actually
At,
I don't know though. Patrick Stewart was in Multiverse of Madness.
gotcha.
Might be Patrick
At same,
Stewart actually right now, but
at same point in time, though, the fact that Nick Fury is in so many like Marvel movies across the board, it is also leads me to think that it could be D.
I think you have
Um,
reasonable thoughts for both. I will say I don't know if it's gonna help you or not, but I am not counting future stuff. So Deadpool
you're not
three,
counting future stuff.
yeah. So Deadpool 3 is not counted right now. I know Hugh Jackman will be in it, but that is currently not counted. In addition, we're talking movies, not TV shows. So like Secret Invasion doesn't count
Yeah.
for Samuel
Oh
L.
yeah.
Jackson.
Oh yeah. That's right. I haven't watched Secret Invasion yet.
Yeah. So I I don't know if it helps you either way, but so Secret Invasion's not counted, but neither is Deadpool 3.
Gotcha.
It would be just movies.
This is tough.
Need an answer.
I'm gonna I am gonna go with Samuel L. Jackson.
Final
D.
answer?
Yes.
That would be correct.
Sweet.
Damn, I don't know why this picture didn't show up right now.
Yeah. Yeah, because the more because I did like a count in my head. Like he was in all Avengers movies. He was in 2 Iron Man movies. He was
Yep.
in two Captain America movies. He was in Captain Marvel.
Yeah. I think if we're going off of screen time, Hugh Jackman would win it because
Yeah, right.
like he's just in the movies more. But Samuel Jackson has like 3 or 4 cameos that like show it's like a minute or two, but those still count. Hugh Jackman has one of those too in X-Men First Class. He's in for like 30 seconds as a quick cameo, but uh, Samuel Jackson, yeah, he was in Iron Man. He was in Iron Man 2. He was in, yeah, all the Avengers. He was in Captain America Winter Soldier. Um,
And it feels like he was in a
Spider-Man
lot of
Far From
post.
Home.
It feels like he was in a lot of post credit scenes.
Yeah,
Even though
he had a lot.
even though it's probably only a few.
Yeah, that's his big thing is he had a lot more cameos. But I mean, he's also prevalent in multiple movies as well. But you did get it correct, so good job.
Cool. Yeah.
If you guys don't know what Samuel L. Jackson looks like, you can Google it. I'm sorry. I don't know why those pictures don't want to work. They worked before. Alright, moving on. So that's it for the multiple choice. So now we're getting into the open response ones. So these you just have to give me an answer. There will be no options.
All right, sounds good.
Alright, question 6. The Sinister Six are an infamous group of Spider-Man's villains. Can you name 3 of the original 6 members?
3 of the original 6. Okay.
Original 6 from when they first debuted.
Okay, let's see here. I remember you and I talking about this.
Okay.
So the main Sinister Six that I know of is the one from the video game,
Okay.
or the
Yep.
ones from the video game.
Yep. The PS4 Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Yep. Okay.
Huh. Let's see. All right. I'm gonna go with Lizard, Scorpion, and let's see. I'll go with Vulture. Lizard, Scorpion, and Vulture.
Just to make it fun, I'll give you a chance to change your answer. I'll say one of those three you just named is correct.
Just one of them.
One of those
Okay.
would count. Just for shits and giggles, I want to see what else you can come up with.
Okay.
Make it interesting.
Let's go Doc Ock and Mysterio.
And who's the third one you're keeping, or are you doing a different one?
The third one I'm keeping is Lizard.
Is Lizard?
Yes.
You sure?
Positive.
You sure? You sure?
Stop doing this. Yes, I'm sure.
I was trying to get you to change it. It would be Vulture was the one that was of the original.
Oh,
that you
okay,
had
not
named.
Lizard.
But Doc Ock and Mysterio also would be included, and then Sandman, Electro, and Craven are the other three. Those are the original six.
Okay, so no Lizard or Scorpion. Okay.
Nope. They both have been puts of various. I mean, since the Six has had lots of different members. Depending on the comic and whatnot, they like to mix it up. Lizard, Scorpion, Rhino, Shaka have all been involved.
Okay.
And then yeah, the PS4 introduced Mr. Negative. I think that was the first. I don't think he was ever put in Sinister Six before that game. I could be wrong. But you did name three of them. I'll give
half a point.
yeah. Let's go half a point. Let's do that. You get
Right.
half a point. That looks like 11. Oh, that runs into the thing though. We'll just do you do 1.5.
Honestly, I hope we get a movie version of Mr. Negative at some point. That'd be so sweet.
That would be
Because,
interesting.
Because he has such an interesting power in the video game, and he has a really good backstory.
Yep. Yeah. No, I'd be interested in seeing him. But once Craven the movie comes out, we will officially have seen all six of these members live action.
Oh yeah, you're right.
Yeah, Craven's in one, but he's getting his own movie here soon. So, all right, moving on. Question 7. What was the first Marvel movie to earn over $1 billion globally?
1 billion.
Not adjusted for inflation, because technically if you adjust for inflation, then it's a different movie. I'm just literally the one that actually made $1 billion.
This is tough, because I've got two answers that I'm teetering between.
Okay. What two?
The original Spider-Man movie, and then the first Avengers movie.
Okay. I'll give you a hint again. Not adjusted for inflation.
Not adjusted for inflation.
What you thinking?
I'm gonna go with. Actually, it could also be one of the X-Men movies. Oh man. I'm gonna go with the first Avengers movie.
Is that your final answer?
That's my final answer. Yes.
That would be correct. God
Wait.
damn. So, the Spider-Man, the original one, actually, if adjusted for inflation, I found out would be the first $1 billion earner essentially, but it didn't actually make $1 billion when it was released, obviously. And,
Okay.
And again, I know money different. $1 billion in 2002 is very different than $1 billion in 2023, but Avengers, the first one, the 2012 one, was the actual first Marvel movie that made $1 billion straight up.
Okay,
So it was Avengers.
sweet.
So
Yeah,
good job.
yeah. Because I was just thinking because I know the original Spider-Man movie did really well, and that's what kind of helped the superhero movie industry.
Yeah.
And then and then but then I also remember like looking at the top 10 grossing movies of all time, and I think the first Avengers movie was in there.
Yeah.
Um, if not, then it was the top 20.
Yeah, I don't know if it's top 10 anymore, but I know at one point, probably when it first came out, it was. But I think since then, I know we've gotten so many movies since then. Like, Marvel alone has released like 5 or 6 movies that have beat Avengers in billion-dollar earners, so.
Yeah. I mean, heck, the last two Avengers movies, I'm pretty sure are both in the top five, right?
Yeah, Endgame and Infinity War are both, like, they're like
Yeah,
3 billion, I
yeah,
want to say.
and Endgame was number one until Avatar just decided, you know what? Let's re-release the movie so we can
True,
pull back ahead.
true. Uh, Fun fact, The Dark Knight was the first superhero movie to earn over $1 billion
Oh, okay.
ever. But then, yeah, 4 years later, the Avengers came in.
Yeah, a very very fitting movie to be the first.
Yep. It was, I think, I know it was considered the greatest superhero. I mean, I guess it could still be considered the greatest superhero movie of all time, but who
From
know,
from what I
you got so many new ones now.
from what I've seen, a lot of people still consider The Dark Knight the greatest superhero movie of all time.
Yeah,
I mean,
I could appreciate it. I could agree with it.
I- yeah, I mean, I haven't seen the movie since I was like in high school. I'd have to watch it again to know for certain. But I mean, I remember I remember really enjoying it.
Yeah. But enough about Batman. How dare he come into a Marvel talk? Moving
What are you
on.
talking about? He's a Marvel hero, right? No, I'm kidding.
Mm, I'm about to kick you off my channel. uh,
Um,
Question 8. As of 2023, specifically August 2023, only 6 directors have directed a full trilogy of superhero movies. Can you name one of them? One
and I'm assuming
director.
you only mean Marvel, right?
No, there's actually so of these 6 directors, there are actually DC included in this as well.
Okay,
But
in that case, I can think of two of them.
okay,
So but sticking with the Marvel theme, we're going with Sam Raimi.
that would be one. That is correct.
The, the other the other one I was thinking of was Christopher Nolan.
Yeah. So Sam Raimi was the first one, and then with the Raimi Spider-Man trilogy, the picture was of James Gunn because he's the newest one to do it. If you guys don't know what James Gunn looks like, go look him up. But next was Christopher Nolan with the Dark Knight trilogy. Then it was Zack Snyder because though
Oh yeah, yeah.
he initially planned for 5 movies, technically Man of Steel, Batman v Superman, and then Justice League, the good version, considered a trilogy. John Watts for the Spider-Man Homecoming, Far From Home, No Way Home trilogy. Peyton Reed for the Ant-Man trilogy, and now finally James Gunn with the Guardians of the Galaxy trilogy. Question 9. James Franco, Heath Ledger, and Jake Gyllenhaal have all portrayed villains in comic book movies. However, they all originally were in talks to play what character? That's supposed to be an either.
Interesting. Okay.
Were
Um,
in talks to play what character?
let's see. I remember seeing in a video once that Jake Gyllenhaal was gonna play Spider-Man when Tobey Maguire broke his or injured his back, but then Tobey ended up healing in time. So I mean, it could be Spider-Man. I don't know. Would Heath Ledger have been young enough to play Spider-Man? Or I mean, I guess this also comes down to when Heath Ledger was considering it. But yeah, I'm gonna go with Spider-Man because I don't really have another answer for this.
Final answer?
Yes,
That would be correct. It was
sweet.
indeed Spider-Man. So when Sam Raimi initially signed on to direct the Spider-Man movie, his first thought was Heath Ledger, apparently. That was like his very first, like, I want Heath Ledger to be
Wow.
Peter
Okay.
Parker. Heath Ledger basically straight up said, Nah, it's not for me. Um, he like didn't audition or anything. I think his agent or something talked to him, and he looked at it and was like, I I think it was like I quote, I don't want to take someone else's dream away, and so he didn't have interest in playing the role, so he obviously was out. You are correct about Jake Gyllenhaal. He was supposedly going to replace Tobey Maguire for Spider-Man 2, but yeah, his back injury ended up being fine. And James Franco had actually auditioned for Peter Parker with Tobey Maguire at the start. Obviously didn't get it, but Sam Raimi liked him so much that he had him sign on as Harry Osborn instead.
Gotcha. I would say all three of them still did fine in the superhero industry.
Oh yeah, I mean, like, I have my personal issues with Far From Home, with story stuff, but
Right.
Mysterio, at least Jake Gyllenhaal, as a character I enjoy. I think his motives are a little stupid, a little silly, but I think he at least portrayed Mysterio well. And then obviously no one can top Heath Ledger's Joker. That's just whole other blah. And then yeah,
Yeah,
James Franco I think was really good. Overall, I think he had a couple moments in the original trilogy that was kind of like, but I think
yeah,
overall he
yeah.
did good.
Yeah, fairly recently, I actually watched Civil War, and
Yeah.
of course, at the beginning of the movie, it shows the scene, one of the scenes that Mysterio was referring to, and I'm watching it, and I'm just like, wait, that was just an acronym, wasn't it? He didn't actually say it was BARF.
Yeah, but he kind of did. But either
I,
way,
I
I think I actually forgot to give you a point for one of, because I think
feel like I should have 2.5 because
no, you were at 2.5, and then I just gave you 3.5 for the Spider-Man one.
oh, okay,
But
okay,
then you did the director one, and I think I forgot to give you a point for that. So,
okay.
so I'm giving you a point. So you're up to 4.5 now. I don't know if that was part of, if I did or didn't. Maybe you got a free point, but oh well. Anyways, question 10: which Marvel characters did not appear in 2012's The Avengers, but were part of the original Avengers comic?
All
It's
right,
two of them.
there's two of them.
Yep,
Okay.
they have a close relation.
Oh, they have a close relation. That takes away what my answer was going to be.
Yeah, trying to help you out. Think of it as like it's not these, but like think of it as like Spider-Man and Miles Morales type thing,
Okay, okay.
or Batman and Robin.
Oh, I know. Ant-Man and the Wasp.
Is that your final answer?
Yes.
That would be correct. Maybe I gave you too good of a hint. Yeah, it is indeed Ant-Man and Wasp, who did feature later in the MCU. It was actually Hank Pym, not Scott Lang, who was in the
Right.
original Ant-Man suit. But yeah, you know, they did go
Yeah,
on to
my
feature, and Janet Van Dyne, not Hope Van Dyne, but
yeah. Until he gave me that hint, my answer was going to be Ant-Man and Wolverine.
oh well, you would have gotten half a point. But yeah, no, Wolverine actually was not created yet. Wolverine wasn't until the 70s.
Oh, okay, okay.
I think it was the 70s he was created. Yeah, I don't know. Either way, moving on. Question 11. Oh, so now we're getting.
Oh
So
boy.
we're done with the open response. Now we're doing. I give you a name. You tell me if it's Marvel or not. If you
Okay.
think it's not Marvel, I'll give you a bonus half point to get rid of this half point if you can guess what it is, like what it's from, like what comic publisher. So
Okay. What will
Hellboy.
I lose? So will I lose a point if I guess the company name
No,
or
you
the or,
you you
okay,
only lose it if you get it wrong, if it's Marvel or not.
okay, okay. So Hellboy, I think I know for a fact is not Marvel.
Okay. You want to take a
Um,
guess as to what the company is that made Hellboy?
I don't know. I don't know for certain, but I think it's DC that made Hellboy.
Is that your final answer?
Yes.
Okay, you are correct that it is not Marvel, but it was not DC. It was actually Dark Horse Comics
Dark Horse Comics. Okay.
who made Hellboy.
Gotcha. I couldn't remember if I saw Hellboy on HBO Max or not. Um, and
Don't
and
remember if I think he is, but
Yeah, I guess it's just called Max now, but
Yeah.
same concept. But and of course Max has all
DC
DC
stuff, yeah.
stuff.
But nope, it is not owned by. He is not owned by DC. He has done collaboration, like he was in the Injustice 2 game as a fighter, but that was how like Mortal Kombat does like a bunch of random, like they had like Joker in Mortal Kombat. They had
Right.
Jason and whatnot. So obviously Jason's not DC. He's not Mortal Kombat, but
Yeah. Right.
that's kind of what happened with Hellboy. Is he was in the game. He's not DC, but he was in the game.
And of course, I mean, this is kind of a weird example, but Smash Bros was originally just for Nintendo characters.
Yeah.
Now it's pretty much everybody.
Yeah, exactly. So, but you did get correct that he is not Marvel, so you do get the point at least, but you won't get the bonus point. Bonus half a point. All right, moving on. Question 12. Black Hut.
I have not heard this name before.
Okay.
I
I wasn't gonna make it easy and give you Spider-Man. I can tell you that.
I figured not. I'm gonna go with it is a Marvel character.
Okay. Final
And
answer.
I'm not even gonna. Yes.
What were you gonna say? You're not even gonna.
I was gonna say I'm not even gonna guess what company, but then I realized that didn't apply.
Yeah. No, the company is Marvel, and
Yeah.
that is correct. He actually is a Marvel character.
Oh, cool.
Funnily enough, he actually is in a Marvel movie.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he's in Ghost Rider.
Ghost Rider. Okay.
In what was it, like 2005 or whatever, the one that Nick Cage is in.
Okay.
So he is actually in a movie. He was not portrayed. He did not look like this. But yeah, he is a Ghost Rider villain mostly.
Okay.
But he is indeed Marvel. So good job. You're up to 7.5 points.
Okay. I was at 0 at one point, so
Yeah, you started at 0.
and then I got to 0 again.
I know. All right. Question 13. Fin Fang Foom.
Fin Fang Foom. I'm guessing he was probably called FFF at some point, right? Or she.
Maybe.
Don't
I
want to
know.
assume genders here.
I don't know if it was ever named FFF. But
I'm
potentially.
gonna go with not Marvel for this, and I honestly couldn't tell you what company this one's from, so I'll just go with DC again.
Okay. Final answer?
Yes.
That would be incorrect. It actually is Marvel.
Oh, it is Marvel.
Dang it!
Okay.
I was hoping the picture would load. It's essentially think of it as like Marvel's version of Godzilla, almost.
Oh, okay.
So, there actually is rumors that. Well, there was rumors before that it was going to be in Iron Man 3, because Fin Fang Foom is like a alien dragon whatever thing who fights Iron Man a lot, but he was in Iron Man 3. But the end credit scene of Shang-Chi made it seem that maybe it might be the villain of Shang-Chi 2, so we'll see.
So Shang-Chi has now taken 2 Iron Man villains.
Yeah, well, what you gotta do. Not every character has interest in villains. But, so we're down to 6.5 points. But,
Okay.
question 14, Detective
What the
Chimp. Is it Marvel or something else?
Detective Chimp.
Yep, Detective Chimp.
Huh. I know Marvel's not a stranger, obviously, to having animals as its characters, because, I mean, they have Rocket.
Mm-hmm.
And, of course, in Guardians of the Galaxy 3, I forget what the dog's name was, but...
Cosmo.
Cosmo, yeah. I'm gonna... Let's see. I'm gonna go with no.
Okay. What, do you think you know what company it might be? What publisher?
I honestly couldn't tell you.
Throw one out there.
I don't want to keep saying DC every time.
Go ahead, say DC again.
DC.
Wow, that's correct. It is DC. So yeah, Detective Chimp is essentially Howard the Duck is what Detective Chimp would be for DC, essentially. Howard the Duck, Detective Chimp, kind of similar. It's a chimpanzee who's a detective who talks, like, you know. But you get that half point and you get the full point, so you're up to 8 points now.
Well, you know, this seems like a character that James Gunn could put into DC.
I would believe it. Detective Chimp, the movie.
Yeah, exactly. I just hope that they don't do him like they did Howard the Duck.
Yeah,
Because
we'll see. Alright, and are you ready for your last question?
I am ready.
Okay. Lucas, I gotta tell you something. I lied to you. The last
You
question.
lied to me.
Yeah, the last question's actually not gonna be real or fake, or Marvel or not, more or less.
Okay. Okay.
I have these 5 movies for you, and you gotta put them in order by Rotten Tomatoes score.
Rotten
Least to
Tomato
best.
score.
Yep.
Okay. We talking critics or audience?
Critics, not
Critics.
audience.
Okay.
So I went by critics, Rotten Tomatoes scores, um, what they are currently. Obviously, none of them should change. They've all been out for at least a while, but
Okay. Okay. So I know fan force dick, as a lot of fans, including you, like to call it. That's that's at the crapper at the bottom.
okay,
Um, Love and Thunder would be next. 'Cause I think I remember seeing that was in like the 60 to 65 range.
okay,
Um, The Amazing Spider-Man would be next. I remember that being around 70%.
okay,
And then Doctor Strange.
okay.
And then the highest out of all these that's the first X-Men movie,
Yeah,
right?
that's the original X-Men in 2000.
Okay. And I know that one did really good, so that would be at the top,
All
at
right.
least. I think so.
Is that your final? You went through that pretty fast. Is that your final say? Fantastic Four, Thor: Love and
Yeah,
Thunder, Amazing Spider-Man, Doctor Strange, X-Men.
yeah. Admittedly, I look at Rotten Tomatoes scores a lot for some odd reason. It's a weird hobby that I have.
I was gonna say I should have done like IMDb scores or something, cause you almost got it.
Ah,
So X-Men and Doctor Strange would swap. Doctor Strange actually has like
okay.
89% surprisingly, but yeah, Fantastic is what I would say is one of 2 comic book movies I actually hate. Like that and Justice League. Joss Whedon's Justice League. Those are the two like only 2 comic book movies I would ever say I actually hate. Everything else, at least I can find some enjoyment from. Maybe it's not great, but at least like, oh, this scene's really cool, or oh, I like this character, or something like that. I hate this movie with a passion, and it should never be seen by anyone ever. Anyone who has seen it,
No,
I'm sorry. I
not
apologize.
not even seeing it for like so bad's good type of stuff.
No, like that's some like Batman and Robin. Like it's one of those so bad it's good. Like I think the movie's awful, but it's so bad that's funny. It's funny to watch Batman and Robin from 1997. Like it's just funny how bad it is. This is just this is disappointment. This is like why would you do that?
Gotcha.
Thor: Love and Thunder is a big jump to 63%, but still in terms of MCU, it's definitely a weaker one. Most
Yeah,
MCU is like high 70s, 80s, 90s.
yeah. We talked about this the other day. Thor. I mean, I liked Love and Thunder when we first saw it, but over time, the more I thought about it, the more I just kind of grew to dislike it.
Yeah, it was too much. Too much uh comedy, too much like humor.
Yeah,
They made Thor a complete joke. Like
yeah, right. Like having him like talked to Stormbreaker and Mjolnir. I mean,
he never
that
did that in the previous.
screaming goats. What?
Yeah, Zeus was piece of shit, basically. Like, yeah.
I mean, I didn't mind him. I didn't mind him being a piece of shit as much. What I had a problem is they made him basically look like a fool
Yeah.
because in Greek mythology, yeah, like Zeus is a piece of crap. Like he's a rapist. I
Yeah.
mean,
Yeah, that's
he
fair, but yeah. I
um
guess that would be my issue too. Is more of a fool. That's what I meant, but yeah.
right.
That you get what I'm saying. Amazing Spider-Man gets us into the 70s with 71%. I actually do really enjoy the Amazing Spider-Man movie. I think this and the second one are actually pretty solid movies. They're not the best Spider-Man movies, but I do think that I like a lot of the ideas that were presented in them. I will forever say that Andrew Garfield and Emma Stone had the greatest chemistry out of any of the Peter Parker slash Gwen Stacy slash MJ relationships,
Yeah,
whoever
yeah,
it
right.
is. I 100% believe that they had the greatest on screen chemistry. The shots were amazing for it, but obviously, critics only agreed to an extent. Um,
Yeah. I was just gonna say like the first two Raymond movies are like some of the greatest superhero movies of all time, but and like I have few grabs of them, but like I don't like I don't or, I'm sorry I don't dislike MJ as a character, but at the same time like it seems kind of seems kind of weird at the end that like all of a sudden when she finds out that he's Spider Man that she would like go ditch her wedding to go to him.
yeah, their their relationship was very rocky. In the first movie alone, MJ's dating Flash. They break
Yeah,
up.
right.
Then she's dating Harry. They break up. And then
Yeah,
she
right.
tries to be with Peter, and Peter breaks. They don't, doesn't break up with her, but denies her essentially. And then she goes to get married in the second movie with someone completely different. That's already
Yeah,
four
right.
relationships right there. It's like, jeez,
Yeah, and then I mean the third movie's tricky. Tricky. I mean, like she was manipulated by Harry. What I but I mean
it was just
I
all
don't know.
over the place.
Like I said, I really love those movies, but like I don't really dislike MJ as a character, but like it just always the more I thought about it, the more weird it seemed.
Yeah. And then X Men, you're right that X Men was a phenomenal movie, but for critics, it is only 82%. This was the movie. If I like to say that if Spider Man was kind of the doorway to open up for like the MCU and the Dark Knight trilogy and all these modern day superhero movies, X Men was almost like the doormat. Like X Men definitely helped. It proved that superhero movies were a thing that people wanted, that they could actually do a good superhero movie. Spider Man just took it to a whole other level 2 years later when it proved that, hey, superhero movies could actually be a box office hit. X Men proved comic book movies were something people wanted. Spider Man proved they could actually be a hit and make lots of money.
Yeah, I guess Spider Man was more seemed like a more marketable superhero than the X Men.
Yeah, Spider Man's always been a lot more popular. I mean, X Men, like, don't get X Men have always been one of the most popular Marvel,
Yeah, right.
like groups, but
But like when I think of Marvel, the first hero that comes to mind is
Spider
Spider
Man.
Man.
Oh yeah, me too. And most people, Spider Man is the most popular superhero to date. And then Doctor Strange at 89%, which actually surprised me. I didn't realize it was that high. I think part of it is because of MCU, like, hype kind of being like, it's another
That
MCU movie. Here you go. Here's all this stuff.
that that's true. I mean, it still is a really good movie.
Yeah,
I
I
enjoyed it a
I
lot.
think I thought it was really good. I think visually it's one of the best Marvel movies. I love all the kaleidoscope effects they got going on and stuff like that. I thought it looked amazing. I just wouldn't personally put it at such a high Rotten Tomatoes score, but that's just me personally.
Yeah,
I would still probably put it like high 70s, low 80s, but
yeah. When I thought of it, I was just like, this seems like an 80% Rotten Tomato score type of
yeah,
movie.
that's where I would give it like high like I would honestly give it the X Men score and then give X Men Doctor Strange score, but that's just me. But that is it, Luke. You You got 3 of the 5 right, so I'll give you like 3 points, which brings you to 11.
Okay.
So you got
Okay.
11 points total. How do you feel overall? I mean, I think the total you could have gotten if we did 5. Well, and then you got bonuses. I don't know. I threw in a bunch of extra crap for you. I may have even given you an extra point for all I know. So who knows? But how do you think
Well,
you did as a whole?
well, you'll find out when you look at the footage. But anyhow,
Yeah.
honestly, I was impressed with myself on a few of these questions, and there were some questions that I feel like I should have gotten right. Overall, I feel like I did fine. I'm satisfied.
I
Um,
think you did good too. Oh, but there's one more question though, Luke. I got one more slide.
all right, bet.
It's for the audience. They gotta like and subscribe. It's simple.
Like
It's simple.
like and subscribe, people. Come
Yeah,
on.
that's all they gotta do. But I do want to say thank you again, Luke, for coming and joining me today on this trivia.
My pleasure.
I'm glad you enjoyed it. I'm glad you actually. I was a little worried with some questions. I didn't want it to be too hard, but I didn't want anything to be too easy. So I was trying to like find a perfect medium. But I think it went well.
Hey, I mean, if this video does well, we could do more of these in the future.
You heard it. You heard it, guys. Which means you guys gotta like and subscribe if you want to see more. Comment down below what other like trivia topics you might want us to do. We could do maybe Harry Potter. We could do DC. We could do Star Wars. We could do all kinds of stuff. We could figure it out.
Pokemon. What?
Yeah, we could do a Pokemon one. That's for sure. So comment down below what you guys might want to see, and I hope you guys enjoyed. Until next time, stay safe. And Lucas, any final words?
Um. No, I don't have
Oh,
anything.
okay. Okay. What a final saying. See you guys. Have a good one.
Peace out.